10 simple vegetables, one small garden, enough food to feed your whole family all season. But here's the catch. Most gardeners waste space on the wrong crops. In this video, you'll learn the exact 10 vegetables that keep giving, and the one plant picked over 50 times. Main body 1. Eggplant. Eggplant is a tall plant with big, glossy purple fruit. It loves heat, full sun, and warm soil. It does not like cold weather, so it grows best in the warmer months of the year. Give each plant plenty of space, since it grows wide and needs room for its roots to spread out. A simple stake or small cage helps hold up the branches once the fruit gets heavy. Once the plant starts flowering, the fruit forms quickly, and if you keep picking the ripe ones, the plant will keep making more, week after week. Many gardeners are surprised at how long a single eggplant plant can keep producing, as long as it gets enough water and sunlight. This matters because eggplant is heavy, filling, and good for many kinds of meals. A few plants can feed a family many dinners without needing a huge growing space or a lot of extra work. But eggplant is not the toughest plant on this list. There is one vegetable coming up that keeps growing even when the weather turns cold and other plants start to die back. 2. Celery. Celery grows in tight bunches of long, crunchy stalks. It needs steady water and cool, rich soil to grow its best. It also likes shade during the hottest part of the day, so a spot with some afternoon cover works well. Unlike many vegetables, you do not always need to pull the whole plant. You can cut the outer stalks first, and the plant will often keep growing new ones from the center over time. This makes celery a slow but steady source of food throughout the season. This matters because celery stores well in the fridge and adds fresh crunch to soups, salads, and snacks all season long, without needing constant replanting. A single well-cared-for row can feed a family for a good part of the year. Now let's talk about a leafy green that grows fast, keeps coming back, and almost never seems to stop giving. 3. Swiss chard. Swiss chard has thick, colorful stems in shades of red, yellow, and white, with big, dark green leaves on top. It is one of the easiest greens to keep alive in a home garden, and it does not fuss much about soil quality. When you cut the outer leaves, new ones grow back from the center within just a few days. It also handles both warm and cool weather better than most leafy greens. This means one planting can give you fresh greens for weeks, or even months, without starting over. This matters because chard keeps giving fresh, healthy greens again and again, saving you the trouble of replanting the whole bed every few weeks. But there is another leafy green on this list that many people call a superfood, and it can survive whether that would kill most other plants. Let's look at that next. 4. Kale. Kale is a tough, leafy plant that can handle cold weather, frost, and even a light dusting of snow. In fact, many gardeners say kale tastes even sweeter after a cold snap, since the cold turns some of its starch into sugar. Just like chard, you pick the outer leaves first, and the plant keeps growing new leaves from the center as the season goes on. It needs very little care once it is established, just some water and the occasional check for pests. This makes kale one of the longest-lasting greens you can grow. This matters because kale gives your family fresh vitamins all through fall and winter, long after many other plants have already stopped producing anything at all. There is a smaller, spicier green on this list that grows even faster than kale, and it is ready to eat in almost no time at all. Here it is. 5. Arugula. Arugula is a small, peppery leaf that grows fast from seed, often in just a few short weeks. It likes cooler weather, so it grows best in spring and fall, though it can handle some summer heat with enough water. It also does not need rich soil, so it is a good choice even for beginner gardeners. Because it grows so quickly, you do not need to wait long before you can start cutting fresh leaves for salads and sandwiches. Many gardeners plant new arugula seeds every few weeks through the season, so there is always a fresh batch ready to pick, almost like a small conveyor belt of greens. This matters because arugula gives you fast, fresh salad greens with very little waiting and very little effort. Next is a root vegetable that hides its best part underground, and it actually gives your family 2 different foods from just one seed. 6. Beets. Beets grow a round, colorful root deep underground, but the green leafy tops are also good to eat, much like spinach. This means one single beet plant can give you both a root vegetable and a leafy green, all from the same little seed. Beets like loose, soft soil, so the roots can grow round and full without much fighting. They also store well after picking, so you can keep them in a cool place on hand for weeks. This matters because beets stretch your harvest further than most vegetables. You get 2 meals worth of food from just one planting, which means less waste and more value from your garden space. Now here comes the vegetable that might surprise you the most on this whole list, because of how many times you can pick it from the same small space. 7. Radish. Radish is the fastest vegetable on this list, by far. Some kinds of radish are fully ready to pick in just 3 to 4 weeks from the day you plant the seed. They need very little space, and they do not mind being planted close together in tight little rows. Because they grow so quickly, many gardeners plant new radish seeds again and again, every couple of weeks, all through spring, summer, and even into fall. That means one small bed of soil can give you fresh radishes over and over, all season long, instead of just once. This matters because radish fills the gaps between your slower growing crops, so your garden space never sits empty for long. It keeps your family eating fresh food even while other vegetables are still slowly growing. But small, fast plants are not the only stars in this video. Next is a big, sturdy vegetable that can feed a whole family for weeks from just one single head. 8. Cabbage. Cabbage grows into a tight, heavy ball of leaves, wrapped layer after layer around itself. It takes longer to grow than most plants on this list, but one full head can easily weigh several pounds. It likes rich soil and steady water, especially while the head is forming and getting bigger. Giving each plant enough space to spread its outer leaves also helps the head grow round and full. That is a huge amount of food coming from just one plant in one small spot of your garden. This matters because cabbage stores very well in a cool, dry spot, so your family can eat from just one head slowly over many weeks without any waste. Just a handful of cabbage plants can carry your family through a long stretch of the season. There is a cousin of cabbage on this list that gives you food in a very different and honestly clever way. Let's see how it works. 9. Broccoli. Broccoli grows one big green head right in the center of the plant, and this is usually the part people picture when they think of broccoli. It likes cool weather and full sun, and it grows best in spring or fall rather than the hottest days of summer. Giving it steady water helps the head grow tight and full before it opens up into flowers. But here is the real secret. After you cut that main head, the plant does not simply stop. Small side shoots begin to grow back from the leaves below, and you can keep harvesting broccoli from the very same plant for weeks after your very first cut. This matters because broccoli, much like radish, keeps giving long after that first harvest, instead of being a one-time crop. One planting stretches into weeks of fresh meals instead of just a single dinner. And now, the very last vegetable on our list might be the biggest surprise of all: one single plant. Food that never seems to stop coming. 10. Zucchini. Zucchini is famous among gardeners for growing fast and growing big. One healthy zucchini plant can produce so much fruit through the summer that many gardeners actually run out of ways to use it all. It needs plenty of room to spread its wide leaves, along with full sun and rich soil. New zucchini fruits can form every few days once the plant gets going, especially in warm, sunny weather with steady watering. Picking the fruit often, while it is still small and tender, actually encourages the plant to keep making more. This matters because zucchini alone, from just 1 or 2 plants, can help feed your entire family all season long, with very little extra effort on your part. It may be the single best proof on this whole list that a small garden can go a very long way. Outro. 10 vegetables, one simple goal. A garden that keeps feeding your family, week after week, all season long, without you needing acres of land or years of experience. Some of these plants, like radish and arugula, work fast and give quick wins. Others, like cabbage and eggplant, take a bit longer but reward you with a big harvest. Together, they make sure your garden never has an empty season. Pick a few of these from the list, plant them with a little care, water them steadily, and watch your table slowly fill up on its own, one harvest at a time. Happy planting, and I will see you in the next video.